Hello everyone, welcome to the first part of Rapid Capsule series. In this particular part, I will be explaining the concept of PP or the definition of PP, that is property, plants and equipments as per IAS 16 or Ind AS 16. In the subsequent parts, I will be explaining the accounting treatment of PP as per this particular standard. But in this particular part, I will only be explaining the definition or the concept of PP as per IAS 16. Okay, firstly, I will be explaining the definition in the same technical language that has been used by IAS 16. After that, I will be breaking down the definition into different parts for your convenience. Okay, so first let me tell you the technical definition that has been used in this particular standard. PPs are tangible items held for use for production of goods or supply of goods or supply of services, and held for use for rental to others and held for use for administrative purposes. But PPs will be expected to be used for more than one accounting period. So this is the technical definition that has been used by IAS 16. Now let me break down this definition. If you watch carefully, there are two parts in this definition. Part 1, PPs are tangible items held for use, and part 2, PPs are expected to be used for more than one accounting period, that is 12 months. Now let me explain part 1 with the help of an example. The part 1 says PPs are tangible items held for use, and this part has three subparts in it. What are these subparts? Subpart number 1. PPs are tangible items held for use for production of goods or supply of goods or supply of services. Subpart number 2. PPs are tangible items held for use for rental to others. Subpart number 3. PPs are tangible items held for administrative purposes. Now, I will be explaining the subpart number 1 with the help of an example. What subpart number 1 says? Subpart number 1 says PPs are tangible items held for use for production of goods or supply of goods or supply of services. Now, let me give you an example. Suppose I am a manufacturer of computers and I have a factory to manufacture computers in Kolkata only. Okay. Now, to manufacture these computers, I have numerous plants and machineries installed in my factories. All these plants and machineries are used to manufacture these computers, to manufacture these laptops. So these plants and machineries which I use to manufacture my finished goods will be considered as PPE. Now, I supply these computers to all over India. I supply these laptops to all over India, to the distributors and all, to the customers. And to supply these finished goods, these computers to all over India, what I use transportation facilities. I own numerous trucks, various trucks I own, various transportation facilities I own, like trucks, aircrafts and ships. Now, only the transportation facilities which I own and I use to supply to the various parts of India, those transportation facilities, those trucks will be covered under the definition of PP. So, what I have covered, PPs are tangible items held for use for the production of goods, that is the plant and machinery installed in my factory, for supply of goods to all over India, that is all the trucks and the aircrafts and the ships which I use. Now let me give you an example of supply of services, the plants and machineries, the PPs which are used for supply of services. Suppose I'm in the business of renting out furnitures. I only rent out furnitures. I don't sell them. I only rent out furnitures. All the furnitures that are held in my stock for renting out to the general public, to various marriages, to various functions, to various corporate events, all these furnitures which are held in my stock for renting out to outsiders will be considered as PP and will be covered under the definition. Now see, through this example, I have covered the first part and the sub part, not the entire first part, only the sub part under the first part of the definition. What is the first part and the sub part? Let me tell you. PPEs are tangible items held for use for production of goods or for supply of services or for supply of goods. For production of goods, what are the plants and machineries? Those plants and machineries which are installed in my factory to manufacture computers, to manufacture laptops, all those plants and machineries will be considered as PP. And for supply of goods, all the transportation facilities that I own, which I own, not the transportation facilities which I hire from the outsiders, not those transportation facilities, only those transportation facilities which I own, those will be considered as PP. That is the trucks, the ships, the aircrafts, all these transportation facilities will be considered as PP. And suppose I'm a manufacturer of suppose I'm in the business, I'm involved in the business of renting out furniture, so all the furnitures which are held in my stock for rental to others will be considered as PP. Now let me explain you the subpart number 2. Subpart number 2 says PPs are tangible items held for rental to others. Suppose I'm a manufacturer of computers. I'm not in the business of renting out furnitures. I'm a manufacturer of computers and laptops. And in my factory, as I told you, I have a factory in Kolkata, and I have various plants and machineries installed in my factory to manufacture those computers. But I do not use all the plants and machineries to manufacture those computers. Few plants and machineries in my factories are idle. They are not used in the production process. Now what I have decided to renting out those plants and machineries to outsiders to earn extra revenue. Those plants and machineries will also be covered under the definition of PP and will appear in my balance sheet. Okay, now here I have explained two types of rentals. Firstly, I was an I was a manufacturer of I was in the business of renting out furnitures, and I had furnitures in my stock for rental to others. Those furnitures will be considered as PP. Secondly, I am in the business of manufacture of computers for of production of computers, and I do have some plants and machineries installed in my factory which are idle, which are not used in the production process, and those plants and machineries are rented out to others to earn extra revenue. Those plants and machineries which are not used in the production process, which are not used to manufacture those finished goods, but are rented to outsiders to earn extra revenue, those plants and machineries will also be covered under the definition of PP. Now subpart number 3. PPs are tangible items held for use for administrative purposes. Now let me give you an example of administrative purposes. This is subpart number 3. As I told you, I'm a manufacturer of computers and laptops, and I have a factory in Kolkata. But I do have a head office as well, and that head office is in Mumbai. Now, what I do in the head office, my account departments is in Mumbai, and they are situated in Mumbai in the head office. My treasury department is in Mumbai in the head office only. My operations department is in Mumbai, is in the head office only. They are situated in Mumbai. That Mumbai head office is not directly involved in production or in the production system of computers and laptops. That head office is not used in the manufacture of computers. But in that head office I only use for administrative purposes, to maintain accounts, to maintain the treasury functions, to minutely oversee the operations of my entire business. That office building, that office building will also be considered as a PP as per IAS 16. Okay, all the furnitures, all the computers which are there in my head office, those furnitures, those computers, that is the plants and machineries in my head office, will also be considered as my PPE. Remember, those furnitures which are situated in my head office, those furnitures are not rented out to others. Those plants and machineries, that is the computers and the laptops which my accounts department uses, which my treasury department uses, those computers and laptops, I am not manufacturing those computers and laptops. I am not selling those computers and laptops, but those computers and laptops will also be considered as my PP as because they are used for administrative purposes. Now, my staffs are over there in Mumbai. They are from outstation. I do have a staff quarter in Mumbai as well. They stay in those staff quarters. All those staff buildings, all those buildings, all the staff quarters will be considered as PP. See, I have explained only the first part of the definition. Let me tell you the first part of definition again. PPs are tangible items held for use in the production of goods or supply of goods or supply of services. PPs are tangible items held for use for rental to outsiders. PPs are tangible items which are held for administrative purposes only. Now, let me come to the second part of the definitions expected to be used for more than one accounting period. Suppose all my plants and machineries, all my furnitures, all my trucks, they are fulfilling the conditions that has been written under the definition of PP, but I do not use them for more than 12 months. In case I do not use them for more than 12 months or one accounting period, they will not be considered as PP. To be considered as PP, to be appeared on the balance sheet of my company as PP, they need to be used for more than a period of 12 months or one accounting period. So only if a particular asset fulfills both this criteria of part number 1 and part number 2 will only be classified as PP. What is part number 1? Held for use, which is having 3 subparts in it. Part number 2, expected to be used for more than one accounting period. To be considered as PP, a particular asset needs to fulfill all these criterias, not only a single criteria. All these criterias, all these two criterias, criteria number 1, held for use for these 3 subparts, and expected criteria number 2, that is part number 2, expected to be used for more than one accounting period. So this is the concept of PP as per IAS 16. Let me tell you, in this entire definition, I have not taken any example of land and building as because that will be covered separately. That has a different criteria which will be covered in the next part of this revision capsule. Thank you. Thank you very much.